All right. Well, let's oh, I think I see Dan logging in. He's trying to. If you can't make it, we'll just carry on. All right, let's get this show on the road. All right, so we're going to talk video today. We're big video people. We built our business and a bunch of our agent partners' businesses off of the use of video. But it's not just the use of video; it's also what videos you make, how you get those videos distributed, and then what you do once those videos are out there. That's really the secret sauce to making video a lead generator, more so a referral generator. Because what John and I are going to show you is that we're not looking to generate leads. I don't want to chase leads. I don't want to have to call them 8 times to get their attention. I want people to call me and they say, hey, you should talk to this person I know, or say, hey, I'm ready to go. I've been following along with you. Let's do this. So quick, you can just wave and you can wave or nod your head. Anybody in this group currently doing video on a consistent basis? All right. We got a few. That's good. So for those that aren't, why don't we kick this off real quick with getting into the how to get started. John just did a chat with Lab Code agents about kind of how to get started in video. And I think that's one of the barriers that stops most people is the feeling of it's got to be Hollywood produced. I need all this equipment. I need all these things. But in reality, you don't. And what I'll do is I'm going to hand it to John here for a minute, let him go through some of just the basics that we preach to our agent partners about just how to get started. So that Johnny Mo, you're on.
So, I mean, how to get started is press record. It's real simple. And the thing that holds most people back is going to be fear. And that shit's right in your head. All of it is right in your head. Okay. Fear is always in your head. And often it's fear of what is somebody going to think? Who cares? What somebody thinks about you is none of your business. Okay. Somebody's opinion of you is none of your business. You do it. Not Gary Keller. What's that guy's name? Gary Vaynerchuk says, if you're not beating me, you can't laugh at me. Right. So if you're not beating me, don't laugh at me because I'm doing it. So the basics is, I mean, you got this. I shoot everything on this phone. There's an iPhone 12 Plus Pro, Super Max. I don't know. Right. But it's an iPhone 12. It's got the 3 kings here. I shoot everything in 1080.
You can use an Android for the record. Just saying.
This shoots better. Anyways, that's it. So the basics is you got this here. You're gonna want some mics. I got 2 sets of mics. I haven't paid any more than maybe $60 for mics on Amazon. They plug into right here. I always have them. One set's in a case. They're always in my car with me. Good audio is more important than good video, right? So having the good audio is vital. Now, you know, people are saying, you know, I'm going over some real basics real quick. TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, YouTube, or any kind of other video where you might want it embedded, right? What I mean by that is a blog. I'm not going to go too deep into that right now. You can use your YouTube videos in a blog. You can embed them in a blog. So you got short form video, long form video. Long form video is more edited, more thought out, more optimized. And that's where you're going to go on to YouTube. Short form video is on TikTok Reels, and YouTube. So knowing what you want to accomplish is vital, but all you need is your phone, some decent mics, and you don't even need a tripod or a switch pod or any of those things. I use a switch pod. It's in the car, so I'm not going to go get it right now. But
yeah, a gimbal works too.
Yeah, and the switch pod is, you know, it turns into a tripod. It can hold it. Since these phones have self-stabilization on it, I can walk. But I am simply, people ask, well, what do I talk about? We'll talk about life where you live. Okay. Real simple. As basic as that is, what is life like where you live? What do you love about it? I like doing restaurant reviews and small business reviews because I like to eat. And one day I'll get a free meal. But I like to eat. People love to tune into these things. Okay. As a result of doing that, should I get into what? All right, well, I got the floor. So anyways, as a result of doing these particular videos, I got into conversation because it's not just as simple as doing the video. What I'm about to say, I don't preach enough. It's not about just doing the video. It's about engaging with the people who communicate on your video. So when I saw a Chamber of Commerce comment, oh, we love that restaurant. And I respond with, well, we love you. I'd love to learn how we can help each other. They invited us to, Harris and I, to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. We met a lady who is a business developer of a large tour company. Maine has a lot of tourists, and it's some godly number of like 28% of people or 32% of people that vacation here end up buying here. So if I'm in with the tourist boards, that's good for us, because I'm not trying to work on the exchange. I'm not trying to sell you something from my video. I'm trying to get you to follow me. And now that way I have a website of high importance, or a website that you want to go to for the information, because it's not just real estate regurgitation. There's items there of value. And what's your home's worth? Everybody's got that. Just sold another one. Well, you should, because it's a crazy market, right? All that stuff gets drowned out, and who's really engaging with it. But when I get 30,000 views and 1,100 likes on a video and TikTok, and I can show the owner, hey, take a look at that. Now, all of a sudden, I can have a conversation of importance with that person. So anyways, I was invited to go on a couple of tours that they do in Kennebunkport. And Kennebunkport is where the Bushes vacation. Love them or hate them, this is where the Bushes vacation. Okay, Barbara Walker Bush family is huge from this area. Anyways, a lot of money on the coast, a lot of people going there. So I'm like, absolutely. From that, we offered to interview Pam to promote her business, and she's a ball of energy. So we interviewed her at the Chamber of Commerce, and then one of us asked a question, hey, what about Visit Portland? How do we get with those people? Oh, I'm on the board. So everything we're getting isn't an accident. Everything we're getting, we're intentionally asking for. And so now we're getting to meet with the person who runs the tourism board, who has subscribers, businesses that are paying to belong. And now I can go out to the Chamber of Commerce and say, here's the list. A benefit of being a friend of the Chamber of Commerce is, a benefit of having the Chamber of Commerce as friends with us. We're going to make a video on you. And I have 4 or 5 of them lined up. I know Harrison's got some lined up too. But now I'm going to have this other company that's even bigger sharing our blogs, which when people land on our blogs, they get pixelated, right? So doing video isn't all just about doing video. There's a whole strategy around it, but it all started with doing freaking TikTok videos this way that are 1 minute long of me stuffing my face. So what does it take to get started? The courage to hit the red dot and just do it. You're going to mess up. It ain't going to be perfect. Your audio is going to screw up sometimes. You're not going to get the B-roll. All sorts of things happen. I've done them all. I'm sure I'm going to encompass some other things that I haven't yet, right? But just get over the nerve, just get over the fear, and just start doing it. I like to follow at Explore My Town. I created this concept called the video trifecta. It's called 1, 2, 3. It should actually be called 3, 2, 1. If you did 3 videos per week of short form, 2 videos per month of something of substance, of interesting person, place, or thing, and 1 video per month of the community, and talk about your community and go on a tour in a community, there's your video marketing strategy. You don't have to get carried away with anything else. Now slide into that an occasional market update. And if you have RPR in your MLS, they're going to write AI scripts for you. You just click on there what town you want to, click create script. You just script, you dump that into Big View, you hit record. Hey everybody, I'm here to talk to you about the market update in Cumberland County today, according to the statistics. And then you do whatever you want from there. And you can edit these things in InShot. You can edit them right in TikTok or Instagram, or I think even YouTube if you want, whatever you want. But now all of a sudden, there's your blueprint. That's the blueprint I follow. I don't do anything crazy. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. Work every single day. Everybody on this call spends your hard-earned money for a coffee, for breakfast, for lunch, for takeout, for dinner, for any of these things. Document the process. That's it. Document the process. Hey guys, I got to come over. I got to tell you about this place that I come every chance I can. Tina's Bean. Tina's Bean is absolutely awesome. They roast their own beans. They have that down to a science. They also distribute it out to a couple of the other restaurants in the area. I'm coming in here not just to try their coffee, but because they have some gluten-sensitive treats, vegan treats, and some diabetic-friendly treats. Come on, let's go take a look at Tina's Bean. How hard was that? I just came up with that out of my head. Now I just go in and do it. Get a little B-roll, nice and slow too, not this shit, but nice, right? And then I just put it all together, and I can do a voiceover with it and everything. And I put my logo at the end. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about the area, go to exploremainlife.com. And now all of a sudden, boom, there's your entire video marketing strategy to start with. You can then take those videos and advance from there and make longer form videos with a bunch of short form videos, write a blog with them, share that blog out on social media. So there's several different ways once you get started to continue, allow it. It's a snowball. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. So let's pause there because we just covered a lot of stuff in a very short window of time. So the moral of the story that we found is that you don't need all the fancy equipment. You don't need to go crazy with buying all this stuff. You don't need a studio space. I think we put too much pressure on ourselves to create Hollywood quality videos when in reality, the consumer doesn't want that. They want to see you in your natural element. They want to see you out in the community. They want to see what you do, where you go, because when you think about your clients, what are the questions your clients are constantly asking you? Where are the best places to work? Where are the best neighborhoods to live in? What are the best places to get coffee? Where should I be going out to eat? They're wondering about the community. They're wondering where they should be going. And we have the benefit of being out there, in most cases, being connected, where we can basically be the tour guide. We can show people the reason they should live where we live. For John and I, we're in a very seasonal and second home market. A lot of our buyers don't even live here. But when they go online, they're searching, hey, when I visit Kennebunkport, where should I go to eat? And our videos show up. So we catch them kind of at the very, very beginning of the process. But put yourself in the shoes of the client and think about what are those questions they ask. They're asking generally kind of three lines of thinking. It's the where should I go? It's the where should I go? Where should I work and live? And then also the how does it work? Because they want to know what the process. So we encourage the people we work with to focus on answering those questions. Where should you go? Well, let me highlight all the great places that I go. What should you know about the area? Well, let me highlight where the best neighborhoods are, the best employers are. And then what should I know? Let me walk you through the process and be your guide as to what it's like buying a home in my market, what it's like selling your home in my market, what that process is like. How does it work? Because you then have the opportunity to be not only their guide to the community, but their guide to the process. And what happens is when you're on YouTube like that, or you're on social media and people are searching how to buy a home in Seattle because somebody was from Seattle, when you have a video that is literally called how to buy a home in Seattle or the first step of buying a home in Seattle, and they search for that, they find your video. Now they watch your video. Now they watch another video and another video. And now you begin nurturing that relationship with them online, and they don't even know that's happening. They just know that you keep answering their questions. And then what that turns into is when they're ready to do something or they have a question, they reach out. And now you're getting that person to say, okay, I'm ready to start doing something. Can you talk to me about it? Because you've been my guide through the process all along, and you've built that relationship online. You didn't even know it. And that's the beauty of video. Video is prospecting for you 24/7 because people are going online and asking those questions. I just saw a stat from NAR and I posted it in our Facebook group. 97% of home buyers are researching homes and the process of buying a home long before they call an agent. And how are they doing that? They're doing that online. They're searching for how to buy a home in X market. They're searching for where should I live in X market. They want to know the amenities of the marketplace. They want to know what they're going to be buying into. They want to know what to expect. And when you have people searching for those terms and your videos pop up, they now have intent. They're not coming to you as a lead. They're coming to you as somebody who's prepared to do something. They're coming to you as what's more like a referral because they are ready to go and they know what they want to do because they've already started thinking about the process. So I think the key thing is the getting started piece. Don't go crazy. Basic equipment, just start making videos. The more important piece of this is making sure you're making the videos that are answering the questions your clients likely have. So when they go searching for those answers, they find your video. And we're in a small market. Our whole state's 1.3 million people. And it's a lot of land, but we've got videos that have 15, 18, 20,000 views, and we've got towns that aren't even that big. And it's because you're trying to create intention-based videos. What do people want to know? What are people searching for? How do I put myself in the way of that traffic? So before we move on from that, what questions do you guys have about that before we dive any deeper? And this is interactive, so throw them at us as we go.
I'm just going to add one thing to that too.
Go for it.
Is you talked a lot. I talked a lot about one thing and you talked a lot about another thing. I talked about community content. You talked about real estate in the process. for me, it's important to understand Gary Vaynerchuk's concept of jab, 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 right hook. If you're always just talking about real estate, now don't get me wrong, you can get a whole bunch of business, but know that it's going to be less of everything because you're going to tune a whole bunch of audience out. If you're following jab, 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 right hook. So what that means is, who's got a great coffee shop? Oh my God, found this great poke place. Hey, this place has fresh croissants or donuts on Saturday only. What's your home worth? This place has an amazing hike along, we live in Maine, right? We got Oceanside Cliff Hike, right? Hey, did you know about this park? Hey, one of my favorite things to do on a Saturday morning is this. Hey, search for our homes, right? So if I'm always just right hooking you with real estate, then you're going to tune your audience. Your audience is going to be this big.
Right.
So I follow the 1-9-90 rule and the Gary Vaynerchuk jab, 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 right hook rule. 1% of people create content, 9% engage, 90% are lurkers. There's more business in your lurkers because, like Harrison mentioned a minute ago, the decision to sell a home was made a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago in some cases. When we retire, we're going to sell and move north. When we do this, when this happens, the kids graduate, right? So they've already got this date in their mind. They're already researching different things. People who are going to move to Maine, Maine is expensive. It's not a place you just happen upon. It's a place that you move most likely with some level of intent.
Yep.
So they're researching it. Again, there's a high number. It's about a third of people who vacation here, and vacation is our number one industry, tourism. People who vacation here end up buying here. Now, our population might be 1.3 million of residents. It's probably about 2.5 million of people who own here but aren't residents here, right? And maybe even 5 million throughout the summer when people are coming here to visit. So I want to reach all these people, especially the ones with the money that say, I want an oceanfront home like the one you just made a video of. Well, I'd like to help you with that, right? So again, I mention real estate in almost every video, but it's just very subtle and it's at the end. So hey guys, if you're looking for more information about real estate in the area, just go to exploremainlife.com, right? And I see our traffic increasing. That's from ads, and that's from SEO.
Yeah, 100%. It's about being there with the information that they want. And what we see often in real estate is that we give the consumer the information we want to give them. Market updates and just sold and just listed, and that's good stuff. Like that has to happen, but it can't be all that happens. Because nobody's searching, houses just listed in X market. They're not searching for that, but they're searching for, like John said, where's the best cup of coffee in X market? Where are the best neighborhoods in X market? What are the best restaurants? Where's the best dog park? You have to think about what it's like to live where you are. What are the things people want to know about your area before they move there? And then in the meantime, while they're there, they're getting all that. You're also like, oh, hey, by the way, let me educate you on the process too. So you're their guide, not only to the process, but to the community. So now they know where to go. And the beauty of that, and we'll dive into this other segment here, is that as you create this small business type content of the best places to go, the best places to eat, the best places to visit, business owners take note of that. They see the fact you're promoting them. We did a sit down interview with a husband and wife team that run a deli in this area. And John and I have been doing some short form videos on them. And they literally told us, we had 3 people come in yesterday that said, hey, we saw your video on TikTok and we came in to eat. And they're like, we don't have a TikTok. Like, well, no, it wasn't you guys. It was a guy in a hat and it was John. So they were super excited to have us come in. We did an interview with them. We told their story. They're having their 20th anniversary. It's a great piece. But in the meantime, now we've built the credibility with them that, hey, we gave first. We weren't here to take anything. We're not asking for anything. We gave first. And because of the videos that we created, we've now got business owners reaching out directly to us saying, hey, I'd love to talk to you guys. And I did an interview with the woman that does the tours. And literally in the video at the end, she goes, I'd love to send you guys some business. You've been so great to us. So what we're building through all this is not only a great library of content people want, we're also building these great referral relationships that are beginning to pay us by them sending people our way. Because again, I go back to what I said earlier on, like we don't buy leads. We don't want to chase leads. We want to generate that referral network. We want to turn our network and our database into, as we call it, a referral machine. And by being out there in the community and helping these small businesses and promoting these small businesses and building those relationships, we're building that out where now when they think of real estate, because we were so good to them, the law of reciprocity kicks in and they want to give us that referral. They want to connect people to us. And because of that, it's helped us open a lot of doors that otherwise wouldn't have been open to us. I mean, as you guys know, there's agents all over every market. They could pick anybody to call. What we're trying to do is stand out not only to the consumer who's looking, but also to the business owners that need the support to make sure that we can capture that audience on both sides. And when people think of real estate in our community, they naturally think of us. And it's not, like John said, it's not because we're being overly promotional. We're not screaming, hey, we're great agents, come work with us. Hey, this, that, and the other thing. It's more so we love our community. We're embedded in our community. We are community focused people. And because of that, people will feel that and they'll come work with you because you've been their guide. You've been their supporter. You've been helpful to them. And you gave first. Back to the jab, 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 right hook. We give. And then we ask, but we don't necessarily have to directly ask in some cases. Sometimes we've given enough where they just feel obligated to give back to us. And that's the coolest part, is having these small business owners now calling us directly saying, I'm getting customers from your videos. I'd love to introduce you to so-and-so. I'd love to help you. I'd love to help you guys. How can I help? What are you looking for? And now we've built up these relationships where that network is beginning to just feed us business and activity that we're not having to ask for or chase down. We've just built up enough goodwill that it comes to us.
So here's something about that restaurant. They've been in business for 20 years. Well, there's a college in town. A lot of people come to college, then they leave. So they're seeing the TikTok and like, oh my God, I haven't eaten there in years. I used to love going there. But more important than that was, I'm gonna be very careful how I say this. They did a big catering order in the slip, and we're in the kitchen with them, talking with them after production was done. Kitchen was absolutely immaculate. I'm a foodie, right? I'm into this stuff. I'm like, man, that first thing I said was, wow, I appreciate your clean kitchen, because I know what it takes to keep a kitchen clean. And so a commercial kitchen. And so I saw the slip a few minutes later. I said, what is this? Is this a catering job for tomorrow? He goes, no, that's for today. I'm not going to say the name or anything, but Harrison saw the name. I knew the name, mentioned. He said, oh, that's the person in charge of operations at so-and-so. I'm like,
a brokerage.
Right. That's funny where we came from. You know who's not invited to their customer appreciation party from 11 to 1 on October 1st? Them. You know who is and who's going to film it and do lives and talk to the customers? Us. Right. So I created a concept called sphere hacking. This is sphere hacking on crack cocaine. I am being injected into their audience, their followers, and their customers' appreciation. You better believe I'm going to have a whole bunch of cards on them with me. And my cards are very simple. Follow us on Facebook, see your video on Facebook. Follow us on Explore Main Life. Scan code brings you over to Linktree. On Linktree, what's your home worth? Search all homes. YouTube, TikTok, IG, Facebook. That's it. Nothing more. Go to whichever suits your fancy. I like YouTube and TikTok. I don't like Facebook. I don't like Instagram. I post there because I have to, but I don't engage with those. But some people do, so I make sure the content's there. We're invited there. See, Gary Vaynerchuk in 2016. I have not created anything new, right? I haven't. Everybody's given everybody the roadmap. It's whether you're going to follow the roadmap or not. In 2016 at Inman, Gary Vaynerchuk said, you need to consider yourself a media company and not just a real estate agent. The way that the world is changing now, there's always the compression on commissions and everything else like that. It's getting harder to stand out there. It's getting harder to, with Zillows and compete with all these people. Your network is the most important thing for you. So I use the video to network with. I'm not building johnsellsmaine.com, okay? Because johnsellsmaine.com isn't really scalable for me. That's scalable for John, the self-employed person. But John, the business owner, this is some Michael Gerber E-Myth stuff now, is I want to build a brand that allows the community to see it as a trusted source of information. It's not, again, just real estate standard postscript. right? It's not just the same old thing. List with me, buy with me, sell with me. It's here. This is how we're supporting the communities. These are the charities that we serve. Somebody gets there and it doesn't feel like a real estate website, and they consume the content. And then all of a sudden that lurker decides, hey, let me search for properties because we're going to be buying a home in a year. If you had 50 people that were going to buy a home in a year, let's call it 12 months to 24 months. I know agents out there that are like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm like, put them on, come on in, get on the newsletter. We're going to stay in touch with you once per month. You're going to follow us on our social channels. You're going to be logged into our Chime website, right? So you're getting your updates and everything else like that. And when the time comes, guess what? I'm 50 ahead of you in a year. So I'm not in this for today, the exchange. I'm doing all of this for tomorrow's benefit. I will, I don't know what the audience is here. I would imagine we got some EXP people here. I will icon, if you know what that means, through referral. That's one of my goals in the next 3 years, is to icon solely through referrals and not sales. How am I going to do that? By building this network of high value, okay, or this content, this website of high value, and other people want to be part of that, right? Okay, you want to be up in Bangor, you want to be in Down East, you want to be Southern Maine, cool, you're our content, you're our person for down there, right? No, we're not fighting, we're not arguing, we're sharing, we're helping to leverage each other and lift each other up. But think of yourself from this day forward more as a content creator than just a real estate agent. The real estate agent is simply the job and the path to fund your life. Consider yourself a content creator. Here's something bewildering. I hope she's not on this call. I did a video walkthrough for somebody that had a $1.3 million listing. Now that's big money in this particular town. And I offered it to my EXP New Hampshire, the whole office, not just my people, the whole office. And one person took me up on it. And I did some drone footage. I did a beautiful walkthrough. I did a narration. She had this property listed for 3 months. Nothing like that was ever done. And I'm like, wait, how do you not have a video done? It's 2023. You walk real slow with your phone. Film every room. You can cut the bad pieces out, the huffing and puffing. You're going to do a voiceover later. I don't know how to do any of that. I'm like, it's a $1.3 million home. You should be learning, right? And I don't mean this in a condescending manner. Don't let knowledge be your. Listen, the special forces has a saying, okay? Our job, if there's a wall, we're going around it, over it, or through it. Not going on the other side of the wall is not an option. You're not going back to base saying, man, where's the CO? I got to talk to the CO. What happened? Couldn't get through. The door was locked. You know what I mean? Oh, well, you know what? The door was locked. It was barricaded. Did you blow a hole in the wall? Nah. Why not? We'll go out to C4. Right? That's just not an excuse. No excuses are allowed for the gap of knowledge or the gap of fear. Just, you have to do it, in my opinion, no matter what it is you're talking about. Because what's on the other side, you've heard it a million times, I'm sure, through Dan and through every other motivational person you ever talk to. Everything you want's on the other side of fear. Everything you want is outside of the comfort zone. Yeah. So just get out there, just do it. Consider yourself a media company. Y'all heard of what's that guy, Brian Buffini? Y'all heard of Gary Keller, right? Gary Keller calls it your allied forces in the MREA. Brian Buffini calls it your outer circle. I happen to call it your power circle. We all should have a financial planner, a mortgage person, an insurance person, an attorney or two, right? Start with them. Start with the people that you know. Mess up with the people that you do business with. Do a quick, hey, mortgage person. Hey, Tommy, give me a breakdown of the 5 loan types or the 4 loan types. Hey, Tommy. And then, right, all right, we're going to go through this slow. FHA, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you can do FHA, this, that, or the other thing. What's the 10-second piece about each one? Bang, 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 bang. Okay, great. Now you can make multiple pieces of content from that one recording session. Hey, Jim, what's something that you would tell the younger people starting out today about building wealth and generational wealth? Get a permanent life insurance policy. Younger you are, the younger you are, you can get, if you get it at 24 and you invest $150 a month into your permanent life insurance when you're 40, you become your own bank, right? Those types of things. Now, all of a sudden you're able, here's another one that works directly into our industry, trusts, right? There's a 5-year look back period with trusts. Hey, Jim, let's talk, hey, Tina, you're a estate attorney. What's something that people should know about trusts? Oh, the government can't take your property after 5, blah, 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 look back period if you have 2 homes, right? Go into that whole dialogue because there is somebody out there who is going to tune into that. I'm not ever going to suggest that you try to be Gary Vaynerchuk or even Ken Pozak out of Florida or any of these other people that have these mammoth followings. You just concentrate on being the number one in your little hemisphere, your little piece of the globe. You don't get discouraged because you only had 800 views. If you have 800 views and there's one buyer or seller that came out of it, that's a win, right? So don't get caught up in that stuff, but do it and look at yourself as a media company. Start with the people that you know, walk around town, give little tours, those types of things. A lot of my videos don't even have me in them. The best performing ones don't have me in it. What does that say?
Well, and that's the key.
Tell stories.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the key. You don't have to be in every single video either. You can just be doing a voiceover. You can just be putting music over some B-roll to highlight an area. There's a lot of ways to get at this. And another good example is we've got an agent partner we work with. She's in a military relocation market. So she does a lot of videos educating people on what it's like to move to her area, which is perfect. It's exactly what our model is, because you got people that are being told they have to go there. They know nothing about the area. She becomes their guide to all the school districts, the neighborhoods, the restaurants. Like, she becomes their tour guide. And because of that, she gets almost all the referrals for these people that are relocating, because they find her early in the process when they're researching where they just got orders to move to. And she went from brand new to her market to top 20 in her MLS in 2 years by just being in front of the traffic of the people that are moving there anyways. So if you live in a market that is second home or military or retiree or things like that, go after that demographic. Look at what your niche is, look at what your demographics are, and think about the questions those people have, because ultimately we want to be providing the content that answers the questions that our likely client has, our client avatar has, to make sure that when they're researching those questions, they find you. Is there a question in the chat?
No, but I'm going to do something right now. Well, there is, but I'm going to answer it. You keep going.
Okay, I'll keep going. So I think we're down to the last few minutes here, and I want to make sure we leave plenty of time for questions so you guys can ask whatever you have specifically. But I think that just to kind of recap and highlight what we're talking about, getting started, keep it basic. Use your phone. You can hold it with your arm. You can have a very basic clip-on mic or a wired lavalier mic. You for $50 on Amazon, you can be set to go. If you want to upgrade, go get a gimbal, but don't go buy fancy microphones, fancy cameras. Your phone will take the best footage you need, and it's going to be easy. Not only that, but there's no reason not to make video, because where is your phone? Always with you. Where is your camera? Who knows? Maybe it's in the office, maybe it's in the car, maybe it's at home, but your phone's always with you. And you want to be grabbing stuff as you go. You want to be grabbing main streets and the coffee shop and wherever you're at that day. And then, as John mentioned, use that content to sphere hack too. Make sure you're sharing that with business owners, tagging them, so they see it, so that they share it, because now you're getting in front of other people's networks as well and continuing to raise your own profile while raising theirs. And then lastly, as you're building this network you're building this library of videos out, use that as the opportunity to go network with those business owners, network with those local influencers, network with the people in your marketplace that likely have referrals to give, and make sure that you've given enough value to them that they feel like they should be giving the referrals back to you, because that's what we're learning. The more we do this, is that it just generates more and more referrals, to the point where we don't need leads anymore. We can just work the referrals.
So somebody asked, I didn't mean to share you off like that.
No, that's good.
Somebody asked for questions to ask these people. I went into ChatGPT-4. Everybody should be paying for ChatGPT-4. It's $20 a month. It's your best friend. Learn all these prompts. ChatGPT, I know about one grain of sand and all the grains of sand of the world of what ChatGPT can do, right? So here's 10 lists of questions, and I asked it to pay attention to trust, whole life insurance, blah, blah, blah. Can you explain the legal implications of setting up a trust for a real estate investment? What are the most common legal issues for real estate investors? Heck, you want to, right? So here's ChatGPT going to give you a whole bunch of these. I will, I'm going to do this. I think I can share this, but I would also be coming up with ideas.
Well, and also ask the financial advisor or the attorney or the mortgage person, what are the common questions you get? Let's make sure we answer them, because you can actually, because the beauty of it is, if you're working with an attorney, what are the frequently asked questions you get? Great. Why don't we both use this video? Now they're sharing a video that you're sharing a video that they're in. You're now inside of both each other's networks, being seen over and over again. And that's sphere hacking. That is how do you put yourself in front of somebody else's network in a way that isn't salesy, where you're adding value, and now you're getting more exposure.
One thing I would do too is, I do a lot of, me personally, I do a lot of different research on different tools and things like that, because last thing I want to do is create content and there's no audience for it. So, I mean, we have a suite of tools that we use that come up with different keywords and phrases and stuff like that. Whether it's vidIQ, TubeBuddy, or, those are $50 a month, you should have those. It's not even a question whether one should have those. You should have those. And then SEMrush. I mean, that's $250 a month or something like that. So I don't suggest that one unless you're getting deep into optimization and SEO and stuff like that. Because again, it's $250 a month. And what it does for the average, it's like way too much. It's like having a jet engine on a Hyundai. You don't need it, right? It's too much. You're just trying to get out for some ice cream. But anyway, real fast. What was that? Do you have a question?
What were the two options again?
vidIQ or TubeBuddy.
I'll put them in the chat.
Yeah, put them in the share our link. We got all those tools on that systems page. But understanding what the consumer wants, what your needs are, and here's the other thing, right? Everybody, we all live in different places. I can't tell you about your market. I could after we talked and stuff like that. We could have a conversation, learn about your market, do some research, blah, blah, blah. Nobody know. I don't know your market as good as you. I never will, because it's your unique market. But is Airbnb a big thing? Short-term rentals, right? Start putting out some content around short-term rentals. When a 4-family hits the market or a single family, hey, this would make a great short-term, right? I would think that you can get $2,000 a week from this particular property. That would give you, and now you're getting into Harrison's language. This is going to give you, a $32,000 a year return, blah, blah, blah. Your cap rate's going to be 7%. If you'd like to get involved in an investment like that, these are just examples. I'm just spitballing these, right? One of the difficult things for most people is what to say. We help and coach with that, of course, but you can use something like a ChatGPT. Of course, 4.0 is better than 3.5, and 4.5 will be better than 4.0. It's just the way it goes, so I'll upgrade. But you can go in there and start to mess around with different prompts. Please write a script, in the voice of a real estate agent to make it engaging that a consumer would want to purchase here. There you go. Hey, there's my script. What works in here for me in my vernacular and what doesn't? I don't speak English very well as my first language. I got this big tongue and these big fat cheeks that the words just don't come out. So sometimes I'm like Porky Pig. I have to change the words around so I can say them properly, so they roll off of my tongue and stuff like that. Take what it's saying and don't just read it word for word. Change it to your vernacular, to your style, and be authentic. And then take that script and read it. But tools like Big View, you can sit there and have it, whether it's this way or whether it's this way, sit there and read it. It puts it right by, I don't use scripts most of the time, but it puts it right where your camera is, no way to look. And that's the other thing. Know where the hell you're looking. I can't stand, you don't look here. You don't look at yourself. You look up here where the camera is, right? Right up here. So when you're doing it, I know it's weird. I'm looking at myself talk right now. I should be looking up here. Right. So know where the lens is, because you don't want that distant stare looking past the person. You actually want to look at them and make that mental connection, especially when you're going in for that call to action or that emotional thing. Mess up all you want. The best part about life is editing, right? delete and editing mess up. I sometimes have 7, 8, 9, 10 takes on something. Then I just stop and I go back to it. So sometimes I send it to my editors and they're like, oh, you cracked me up on this one. Cause I'll be swearing up a storm. And I only have a smile when the camera's, ask Harrison. I only smile when the camera's on. After that, I get grumpy. I get resting grumpy face. Camera's on. Hey, everybody. Right. So you got to get into that almost role when it's like lights, camera, action. Okay. Scared Johnny Moe ain't here anymore. Here's Johnny Moe, host of Explore Maine Life. We're going on this awesome tour today to take a look at some of the historical. I wouldn't even start a video like that. Do you like history, architecture, and ghosts? Well, you're going to want to stick around for this video. Today, I'm going on a haunted ghost tour around Kennebunkport with Maine Day Adventures. We're going to hear some ghoulish stories and hear some local folklore. Are you ready? Let's get ready to kick it. Boom. Hey, here we go on our tour. I'm meeting my guide, Julie. We're starting out at this first place. She's telling us, off we go, right? You literally have, it used to be 7 seconds to catch somebody's attention. You got 3.
Yep.
You got 3. You got 3 seconds to capture somebody's attention. First of all, nobody cares who you are. So don't start it with, hey, I'm Johnny Moe. Nobody cares. I just lost their attention. What do you have? And if you don't believe me, look at your analytics on TikTok, on Facebook, wherever your videos are, and watch the drop-off rate, right? You'll legitimately have just fractions of seconds to capture their attention because they get scrollitis.
Yep.
On to the next.
Yep. So, and when you do this right, you effectively, that YouTube channel becomes basically a TV channel. People are, and our stats show it. A lot of people are watching on TV, but we need to leave some time for some questions here, Johnny Moe. So before we go,
67%.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before we go to questions, 67% of the views for Explore Maine Life are on smart TVs.
Yep.
It's the biggest opportunity nobody wants to talk about is connected TVs. Connected TVs is any of your smart TVs, your cable boxes, your Roku, your what do you call those game PSs, those kind of things, right? 67% of our views are on people's big screen TVs in their living rooms and in their bedrooms. Think about that. Think about the power of that. My face over and over. I was coming out of Harbor Freight the other day. I was in a grumpy mood because it was hot. I was hanging friggin' quilts and all this other thing to dampen sound in the studio. And this guy comes up to me and goes, hey, I watch your videos all around TikTok. I said to him, oh, God, I guess I got to stop being nice when I'm out in public, huh? He starts laughing. We had a good old time. And, we went on. So people will start to recognize you. It takes a little bit of time, but it's called the, what's it called? The parasocial relationship. You don't know these people are getting to know you, but these people are getting to know you.
Right.
67% of our views are on big TVs.
Yeah, it's a exactly. It's a TV channel that people are watching. So, all right, what questions do we have before we have to wrap up here? What are you guys thinking?
I got a question for you.
Shoot.
Just popped it up into the chat. So someone like myself who hasn't done this and is willing to jump in, mistakes and all, because that's how you learn. When you start making content, maybe I interview a few businesses locally or go see a park. Where is it that one starts when you haven't done it to have the people see it? Like where do you take it so that the community sees it?
Sure. So I'll give you the kind of cliff notes of that. So what you want to make sure you're a couple places. One, you want to make sure you're on YouTube, because then you're going to catch your search driven consumer. And you've got to think about what they search for. So if you interviewed a business owner of a local coffee shop, you may want to make sure you're talking about the most popular or your favorite coffee shop in the area. You want to make sure you've got words in there that are similar to what they'd search for. So best coffee shop in X market, or my favorite coffee shop, or something like that. So they find it. So you definitely want to be on YouTube.
And those words you're talking about in the description or in the dialogue, what do you mean by that?
In the description, because what you want is when somebody searches for something in YouTube, you want to make sure your description YouTube's going to identify that as what they're looking for. So they serve that up as an option.
Title.
I was just about to say title and description.
Yep. Yeah. You want to make sure that those keywords are in the title and the description. You want to make sure that you're showing YouTube, somebody searching for something like this should see this video. So YouTube's great. And then in addition to that, having it on social media is great, because what we do is we want to tag the business we just talked about. So if you went to see, was it Tina's Bean that Johnny used earlier? If you're going there, you want to make sure that when you post that video, you are tagging that page. So that way that audience is seeing you as well. One thing that I also like to do is if I have clients, past clients, friends that I know would like that place, I will intentionally tag them in the video as well and say, hey, you should check this out. You'd love it. Because now I'm in their audience too. And they're like, oh, great. Thanks for the recommendation. So it looks like I'm providing a service when I'm now getting in front of their audience too. And I'm creating more comments. I'm creating more shares. I'm creating more activity. So my video gets farther. So definitely utilize social, definitely utilize YouTube. That's why we always talk about it's video, digital, social. You want to have that video on a digital platform, your website, YouTube, but you also want to use it on social, whether it's in short form or long form version, because you want to be able to tag, comment, engage. Because we tell people all the time, the short form social clips, the reels, the TikToks, that's your engagement. That gets people in the door. The long form is what eventually converts them, but you've got to get them to the front door, and you got to get them to walk in the front door first. Short form breaks down that barrier. Long form gets them to stick around, watch you on their TV at home. You become their tour guide. And now when they're ready to do something, they come to you. So short form is great to get the attention. Long form is great to get them to do something.
What did you say the name of your channel was on YouTube?
Explore Maine Life. That's Johnny's channel.
I'm going to share something with you.
And then I have a different spin. My channel is called Maine Connects, and I'm focused on the business interviews and things like that. I interviewed the former Speaker of the House about the housing issues we've got here. I interview business owners. But again, it's great for getting into other people's networks.
Don't give this dude your email because he's relentless. But if you go to answerthepublic.com, you can do 3 searches per day.
Yep.
And let me type in Maine real estate. Right?
Answerthepublic.com. Yeah.
Answerthepublic.com. Yeah. And let's see what this does. Okay, dude, leave me alone. I did on my mobile and it looked all right. All right, here we go. So it starts to give me, Neil Patel owns a search engine optimization company. He's one of the best in the business. I would think everybody should follow his YouTube channels and stuff like that, but he'll sell you. So I can start to look at these different questions, prepositions, comparisons, right? So let me sit here. Is real estate expensive in Maine, right? So what does this look like? Oh, I don't know what the heck I just did.
Yeah, it took you into the results.
I might be really zoomed in too. Let me zoom out a little. Right. So you can start to get in here and take a look at what the different things might, like this one, why are houses cheap in Maine, right? You can start to take a look at these. This isn't the tool we use. This is just a free tool. Okay. SEMrush, which is a paid tool. This is some of the stuff we do for our coaching clients and such. Is I come in here and I take a look at the keyword overviews, Maine real estate, right? But understanding what people want, people need, what Maine real estate, 12,000 searches a month, kind of difficult to rank for, right? But that's on Google and stuff like that. So I can start to come in here and get ideas like this. And if I come over to YouTube, and I click on TubeBuddy and I go to keyword, you don't even need any fancy tool if you just master this one, or vidIQ. So let me type in Maine real estate. It'll tell me what the overall score is, you know, weighted, unweighted, channel, whatever like that. So, okay, it wasn't really good. Moving to Maine from Massachusetts. I don't know if I haven't spelled that right. Right? Shit, there's another. Gotta Control A. I gotta copy that one. I come over here. I'm gonna come over to add that to my list. Right? So now 5 things that must know. I meant to tried to record this one all the other day, but it was just a weird energy. So it didn't end up happening throughout the day. Right? Search volume, excellent. Now that's unweighted, weighted to my channel. That's pretty cool, right? 5 things to know moving to Maine. So now I can go out there and make a video about 5 things moving to Maine. And when I'm able to do that, now all of a sudden I'm going to rank because I'll optimize it. I'll go through, I'll do the tags, and I'll go through the SEO of the YouTube and through the different analytical tools and get that video to rank just like this, right? Kenny Bunkport. Did I mention Kenny Bunkport earlier?
Yeah.
Home of the bushes, all that other stuff. So very sought after place, very wealthy place, right? Kenny Bunkport, Maine. Let's see where I rank. So that's an ad. Oh, currently I'm number 3. I was number 1 for a long time. Maybe it knows it's me. Let's try another one. New York, man. You don't always get to stay at number 1. That's their way of telling you I'm number 1 there, right? Kittery, man. Okay, my computer's doing stupid things now because that's what it does.
Yeah. So I say your question in the chat, Aaron, about where on YouTube is at. You can use that search bar to see what people are searching for. But what John was showing you was TubeBuddy will do all that research for you. It is a third-party tool that plugs in. It kind of reads your channel results and can tell you what's working or not working. But vidIQ and TubeBuddy are third-party tools that help you make better videos in terms of better headlines, better keyword research. But they are third-party tools. You can just come into YouTube and start to type in what somebody might search for, and it'll show you what people are actually searching for in that search bar.
vidIQ, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a link in the chat. You can actually see all the tools that we use. They're right on our website. And then I also put in the chat, we created a course that actually takes you through everything we just went through, including the tools we use, how we do it. That's in the chat if you're interested. We also have a code in there, digital 150 at checkout. It'll get you $150 off the class. And then we are a full-blown media company. We help people create these highly converting YouTube channels if somebody needs help with editing and keyword research. And if you want a more done for you solution where you just press record and we do everything else, that's an option too.
Is the class like on demand or is it
Yep.
like, well,
Yep. On-demand class. So you sign up for it and it sits there. You can go through it at your pace. It's all self-paced.
I want to show you guys something real quick, right? Let's get Levi out of here. These guys, these are what I call Mainers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Simple folk, flannel wearing, right? These guys rank when I type in Maine real estate. Let's type in Maine real estate market. Their videos are not, I don't mean this disrespectfully, they're not great. They're just somebody with a camera talking to them about the home, but they dominate, right? This company, United Lifestyles. Why is he there, right? But anytime I'm in Maine real estate market or Maine real estate, they dominate because they put out videos, guess what, about Maine real estate, right? And so there they are again, 15,000 views, Maine real estate, United Country Real Estate, right? United Country Real Estate. Man, they own this.
And they're way up north. They are hours from where we are.
But I can come in here when you know how, take a look. Hopefully I don't have to listen to them. I don't care. But I can come in here and start to look at how, there's analytics in here that allows me to take a look at their channel keywords, take a look at each individual keyword, take a look at how my channel compares against theirs, right? And so then now I can start to build up my content strategy using the same approach that they're using. So if there's somebody in your area that really dominates and you're like, oh, Sally or Bill, they're always everywhere. I see them everywhere. Well, go spy on them, see what they're doing, because there is no privacy anymore.
Yep.
Go spy on them. And then go make your own. If they did the 5 reasons to move to Chelmsford, Mass, go do the 7 reasons.
Or the
Right?
3, because people love videos that are shorter, just for the record.
Always an odd number, though.
Yep.
Mm.
What other
Same
questions?
looking. You don't get 4 shrimps, you get 3.
Right. Yeah. 3s and 5s. People love things in 3s and 5s.
Yeah.
What other questions you guys have before we run out of time?
The editing portion of it, I'm looking at that. Starting out, I guess don't edit if you can't edit. or, I mean, could you speak on that a little?
Say the question again.
Editing, Johnny Mo. So so we have professional editors that do like all of our long form stuff, but what you'll find is John and I both use an app. It's called InShot, InShot, and we edit right on our phones. It is super simple to use, but what I would say is don't over edit. People don't mind that you said, or you said, or that people don't care. They like to see the authentic version of you. So what we tell people is you don't have to edit at all unless you really kind of mess up. I mean, I do very little editing on my videos, and I don't care if I say, or I pause because I forgot what I was going to say. I let it roll because I want people to see who I am as I am. But we use InShot editor. You can make really easy transitions and you can cut little pieces out inside of that. Super easy. Do it all right on your phone. Or you can get like a full editing package on your computer and have the editing suite. But I would say don't overproduce your videos. Let people see who you are. Let people hear who you are, because what you'll find is when somebody meets you, you don't want them to think, oh, that's not the guy that I was watching online. Like, you're not the same person. You don't want them to think, oh, that's, Diana on camera. This is a totally different Diana than when she showed up at my doorstep for a listing appointment. You want them to see who you are. You want them to share in the experience of working with you and what you're going to be like. So I would say keep it as authentic as you can, but you can do a lot of simple editing right on your phone.
Can you also do voiceovers through the InShort? And
Yep.
That's the first, yes. And then
Exactly.
you go into all of this like significantly more in depth in the course, correct?
Yeah, we dive pretty deep into this stuff in the course. You'll see the tools we use, how we optimize, how we build the network. We go into some pretty good detail in the course to show you really the behind the scenes of what we do. Because we do this for agents all around the country, actually help them build these highly converting YouTube channels and get them to rank. And we give you a lot of the playbook right in that course. So it's in theory, you could do it for yourself. The hard part is what we learned is that when you try to do it for yourself, there's a lot of work that goes into that.
Or we can hire you.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can get a more done for you solution. So we try to offer it up as, if you want to do it yourself, we'll absolutely show you the way and let you go. But if you really want a more done for you solution, that's what we're here for, because we'll do all that legwork for you. You just have to record it and send it to us. We'll do everything else.
Can I ask what that runs?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm sorry, what was the question? I thought I heard Johnny Mo talking too.
Price.
Sorry, the cost of you doing that, for us sending you the videos and you editing it.
Yeah, so we have an editing only package where we'll just edit videos for you. If you just want us to edit, that's $5.95 a month, and we'll edit your videos for you. We'll create reels. We'll edit your long form videos. If you want the fully done for you package, the optimized write-ups, have us post it on YouTube, have us tell you the videos to make, that's $6.99 a month.
Yep. And if you want just one video, it's $149.
Yeah, so we can also go one-offs if you just need singles here and there.
And the course is $598. Is that what I see?
Yep. And if you use the code digital150 at checkout, you can take $150 off of it. That's a thank you for joining us today.
And about that course, just so you know, that's in that course, the digital marketer that we use puts together, there's more than just talking about video on that course.
Right.
It's talking about setting up your Google suite of services properly, because I think Google and Bing are the two most powerful places that we need to spend more attention to.
Yep.
And of course, any of their tributaries, which YouTube is a tributary of Google, right? Those are the places to spend time to, not on these platforms that just want to take your money like Zillows and things like that. But we go over creation of those, making sure your Google Analytics is set up, making sure that your Google Ads accounts are set up. We actually run an ad live, but we not only that, we also create the collateral. You have access to an editable seller. I think there might be a buyer workbook there too, but a seller workbook, and learn how to create a lead magnet. Take the video, we edit the video all the way through. So we start with nothing and we end up with a video ad at the end, but also throughout that whole process, getting into YouTube, showing you how to use vidIQ and TubeBuddy at a high level. Yep.
And as an example, so, we're both active agents. In the last 6 weeks, I've got 30,000 in GCI off these videos. I spent $8,400 a year on this. I've made 30K in the last 6 weeks. I've almost 4X my investment in 2 months. but again, it's like, it's because you've got to follow the methodology. You've got to do the work. You've got to do the networking. You've got to do something with it. But because of that, I don't make cold calls. I don't buy leads. I just work strictly off what comes off of these, basically.
Me too.
And it's fun.
I'm not looking to work hard anymore. I'm 51.
No.
I need to go slow.
Oh, and the reality of it is too, is that like, when you look at your personality type, there are some people that are meant to be cold callers. There are people that are meant to be direct mailers. There are people that are meant to do that work. I'm not one of them. I would hate this business if I did that work. But I've found that making the videos and doing the networking, I find that fun. So I don't hate doing it. So I'll do it. And because of that, it's worked out really well for me. It's not for everybody. But for me, this is what works. It makes the business fun. It makes it a lot more passive for me. I just go make videos, go places, have fun. Leads and referrals come in off of it. Great. That works for me.
Any introverts in here? Because with video, you're in control of the entire environment the whole
Yep.
time. So you can go out there and create video without ever talking to anybody. But when you do talk to somebody, one of the most draining things for me is, the hell do I talk? I don't want to talk to people for the sake of talking to them, right? Because my mind's going a million miles an hour. I got 100 things I got to do. But if I can be in an environment where, hey, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. All right, Tom, hey, great. See you later. I'll pop by when the video is done. It gives me a whole reason for being. Gives me a reason to have that conversation, right? So now all of a sudden, but I'm in control of the creation the whole time, right? Harrison loves going to networking events. I went to one with him earlier this year, and there must have been 100, 200 people at. I was in hell the whole time. He's like, oh, isn't this great? I'm like,
Love it.
no, get me out of here, man. I'm tired. I mean, get me away from people. But when I'm making the video and stuff like that, people are, you know what I mean? I got my switchboard, I'm making the video. I have a reason to not be awkward, right? Because sometimes you go to these events, you're a little bit awkward. It's like, what do I say? What do I talk about? People are like, oh, what are you, a videographer? Well, I am. And I also am a real estate agent. Here's my card. We have this great thing. Now I have a reason to talk to them.
Yep.
I don't want to get to know anybody. I don't mean that in a bad or negative way. I want to get to know you on a business level and how can we help each other. But I don't want you overcooking marshmallows with me, right? So when they're talking to me about my business, cool. You know, if they just ask you, if anybody just asks you, so what do you do? I'm a real estate agent. How's the market, right? I mean, I don't want to get into that conversation. I want to talk to them, and then I can get into talking about how we support local businesses, and then control the conversation of, what do you do? Are you a local business here? Oh my God, that's amazing. Tell me more about that business. And now I'm in multiple modes. Are you local? Are you somebody? Are you a real estate agent? Can I bring you into the network? Are you another business? Is there somebody I can hook you up with, right? Can I recruit you to EXP? Can I recruit you to Explore My Town, right? What are the different variables there? So it gives me a reason to talk to somebody versus sitting there.
Yeah, the video is great at kind of taking the friction out, because what happens is you go to those networking events and now people recognize you. They come up to you versus you going up to them. And I'm an introvert extrovert. I'm at the kind of the extroverted end of introvert. And I like the videos because people come to me. I sent some mailers out 2 weeks ago to a neighborhood I'm trying to find a listing for a buyer. And I got a call back from somebody who just said, hey, I got your letter. I watch your videos. When I'm ready to sell, I will call you, but I'm not ready to do it yet. Maybe next spring. Awesome. You know, now you start to kick into that omnipresence where they see you all over the place and they kind of can't get away from you. So, and I did put a link in the chat if that's kind of the demo or the kind of the whole story of the Explore My Town program. If you want to see it, you can actually see what happens, what it's done, what it looks like when it's done. You know, but really, Explore My Town, we're a national media company. We help agents create highly converting YouTube pages. That's what we do. You know, build that business, build that brand, you know, become the most recognizable agent in your marketplace.
I'm going to share this real quick, because y'all haven't seen some of this cool stuff. I know we're running out of time, so this is the last thing I'm going to do. So if I go to Explore My Life, y'all have some sort of IDX website or something, whether it be Chime or KV Core or any of those things. Now, I would never do this on any other site other than one that I own, because it's my creation, if you would. It's my artwork. And, you know, if I put it on an enterprise level system, then everybody gets access to it or whatever. I'm not in that. You can get a cheap old website though and do this. You do whatever you want. I'm just telling you what I would do. But now all of a sudden I get here, right? And yeah, I get the search bar here, but the rest of it is all about the different towns and overviews, main restaurant reviews. 'Cause people love restaurant reviews, main real estate news, main small business and things to do. And then you can start to get down to exploring the towns and stuff like that, right? So when I click on one of these, Gary Vaynerchuk said, you need to consider yourself your own media company. So that I think I said in 2016 at Inman. So now when somebody lands on my blog or when Richie shares this out in his newsletter, or whatever it is, or shares it out online because I tagged them and stuff like that. Now somebody can come over here. I don't have somebody else's banner ad here. I have mine. I don't have somebody else's banner ad. I have mine, right? And so now it's a whole nother way. And then I got these stupid things because I saw it somewhere and I thought it looked cool. Why that's not linked right there, though, I'll have to take a look. Huh. Anyways, that's weird. It's just not linked. That's the next level. First level is getting started. Then, okay, I get a video. Most people are going to put it to their social media and then walk away and say, oh, that was great. I'm going to do another one. Oh, video sucks. I don't get anything from it. It's not the reason about doing video isn't even about the video. It's about having the piece of collateral to build an entire marketing strategy with, right? All the way down to if somebody lands on your page, what's your welcome message going to be, right? Hey, welcome for stopping by. I'm Johnny Mo, host of Explore My Town, also real estate agent with whatever my company is, blah, 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 blah. How can I help you reach your goals? You know, somebody that I should know that we can go video their business or showcase their business or whatever, right? So it just gives you a reason versus waking up every day saying, oh, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
It just gives you a reason and a purpose. And I was at a restaurant last night. I had such bad service. I don't leave bad reviews because I'm not out to leave bad. I'm not a food reviewer. I'm not out there to leave bad reviews. I'm out there to spread joy of things that I found and enjoyed.
Yep.
So I'm not out there. I'm not looking for any negative karma. I know how it works. I ain't playing that game no more. I'm only positive only. So I didn't have good service. So you know what? They don't get a video. Deuces. And I won't be back.
Yep.
So that's just how I roll. But yeah, it gives you a reason to wake up. Y'all stopping for coffee. Here's the thing. Stop going to Starbucks. Stop going to Dunk. Stop going to those places. Start going to Tina's Bean. Yeah.
All right. What other questions we have? Because we are way over time and I don't want to get yelled at.
I have a question for Johnny, just what you were saying. So when you're posting on your social media, your video, Tina's Beans, we'll just say, and I know you said you like TikTok and YouTube, but you also sometimes post, on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. How do you, because some people are just going to say, I hate that place, like you were saying, it's terrible. The owner stinks. How do you just turn off your comments, just post and then turn off your comments or what?
It depends on if Shadow John's playing or where John's playing. So if Shadow John's playing, I might be snarky with a response. When Aware John's here, I might say something like, sorry you had a bad experience. I happen to like it. I truthfully, I try to ignore them or delete them because again, I don't want to feed negativity I don't want to give it what you focus on expands. So if I give that person any attention, then that's gonna, like we had a partner out in Portland, Oregon, and Portland, Oregon is a divided town, right? And so you have a whole bunch of people on one side of the spectrum and a whole bunch of people on the other side of the spectrum, and these people would be like, oh, Portland sucks. Why would you live there? Homeless, blah, 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 all this other stuff. My response would always be, Dill's trying to do something positive for the community and we're looking for volunteers. Can I count on you? So sometimes I will just knock you down with kindness because no, that person doesn't want to help. They just want to. And I will sometimes ask people, do you want to be part of the problem or part of the solution? Because we're looking for volunteers. Right? Sometimes I ignore them, delete them, ban them from the page. If it's, whatever it is, block them, ban them, whatever you do. Right. Yeah. But everybody's taste is subjective. Aaron, you might love chai latte with almond milk. And I don't. So I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I love that chai latte with almond milk. I might say, you know what? They got the best cappuccino. Right? Because everybody's unique. Everybody's taste is subjective. Don't get me wrong. If there's a place that's known for having kick-ass biscuits or kick-ass donuts or kick-ass whatever it is, everybody's going to love it. You know, what makes the Eastern Promenade such an awesome place to live in Portland? I'm going to tell you, the secret is not only the Eastern Promenade and Munjoy Hill. How do you say it? Munjoy?
No,
Hill?
Munjoy. You're right. Munjoy.
Munjoy Hill. But you got this section of Washington Ave, which is, to me, the best place in the entire city for a foodie's paradise. But everybody goes to the Old Port. Come on, let's go take a look at Washington Ave, right? Because the houses over in Washington Ave, starting price is probably about 800,000. Yeah, I love to sell those all day long,
Yep.
right? But it is a foodie's paradise. So, just know what I say. This do what brings you joy. I have these 2 questions I ask myself on everything, and they're 5 words each. First one is always, does this bring me joy? Because if it doesn't bring me joy, there's a strong chance I'm not doing it, right? The second is, how much does this pay? Now, I'll give up my joy if the pay is right. But if the pay ain't right, I ain't giving up my joy. So does this bring me joy? I like to eat. I go out there. It's how I talk to people. It's how I meet people. I have a vision that I'm going to bring all these chef owners together, and we're going to start a chef's club where once a month we're getting together and supporting each other. And, you know, we come in and frequent that restaurant, right? Chef owners supporting chef owners. And guess who gets to eat? Me. Guess who gets to create that, you know, be in charge of all that content? Me, not somebody else. Me.
Yep.
Right? Who's the middle of that? You know, let's explode Maine
Yeah.
together. Right? So again, I'm coming at it from a different approach, but people who are negative, listen, people who are negative, that's them. It does not say anything about you.
Yeah, I'm a bit more shameless because I'll engage that person and say, "Oh, I love this place. Where would you go?" And then when they say, "Oh, I'd rather go to Joe's coffee shop," I'll tag Joe's coffee shop and just go, "Hey, can we stop by?" And now I'm tagging somebody else and getting into a whole nother network, and I'm using their nasty comment to open another door. So there's a lot of don't immediately just delete and avoid the trolls. When you engage them, you build a lot of credibility with your audience that you're not going to run and hide, and that you're actually out into the, you're in this for good. You're not just trying to make a quick referral and move on. So I like to just go at it head on and figure out where they'd go instead. Cause maybe they've got a great place I haven't seen yet, but I'll go check it out.
For sure.
All right. All right. Well, we gotta get out of here, but if anybody's got questions, feel free to find us online. You'll find our names. I'm happy to have a conversation with you guys and answer more questions if you've got them. Links in the chat for all the systems and stuff that we use if you want to see what it looks like. But appreciate everybody coming out and spend some time with us.
Thank you.
Roar.
Thank you.
Thank
See ya.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.